And we are back here on Open. Darren Jaime here with you. By Your Side Tutoring was founded to provide excellent and affordable tutoring services in our community. They continue to do just that. On Saturday, September the 5th, from 12 to 3, they're going to have a free back-to-school event with clowns, magic shows, games, as well as 100 free backpacks with school supplies to give away. And here now to tell us more, By Your Side Tutoring President, Jonathan Berenguer. We thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Listen, so exciting time. As we said, we're gearing up. We got the kids healthy eating, healthy drinking, and then you're going to put some backpacks on their backs as well, huh?
That's right, yeah.
So give us a little bit about the event.
All right, so the purpose of this event, this is our first annual event. We definitely want to make this an annual event. Not only to prepare them with school supplies, things of that sort, a book bag, but we also want to prepare them, give them some fun before the summer's over. Right. Give them some fun. We have a magician coming with a rabbit. I'm excited about the rabbit. Never seen that before, so I'm excited about that. We have some face painting, a lot of fun activities. We also have a lot of resources for parents, information about the school year, information about Common Core, information about our tutoring program, and we're also going to have a few other community programs there as well.
And when we talk about By Your Side Tutoring, the first primary objective is really providing tutoring for young people. Make us a little bit more familiar with By Your Side and the work that you guys are doing.
Definitely. We've serviced hundreds of students all over the Bronx, and our main purpose and our goal is to show parents, students, and educators that we're working by their side. Earlier this year in May, an article was published by the Daily News stating that the South Bronx was the worst district when it comes to education and passing rates in New York City. Now, we want to change those statistics. We want to change those numbers. Only one school out of 28 middle schools and elementary schools in the South Bronx had a 20% passing rate in proficiency in reading and 27% in math. Our goal is to increase those numbers in the South Bronx and all over the Bronx.
And so how do you go about passing the message on about tutoring? Because when you talk about tutoring, many times the student isn't the first one to say, listen, you know what? I want some tutoring. I already have enough school as it is.
Definitely, yes. Our approach is unique in the sense that we include a lot of games in our tutoring. We include educational resources. We take time out to recalibrate the mind. We take time to play different type of math games with cards. We play reading games. Very hands-on approach. We do project-based learning. We include service learning as well, where we go out into community, where we use current events to teach our students. So we try to come with an approach where the student is understanding. We also use a learning styles assessment to learn how the student learns best, and then we provide our tutoring in a way that the student will understand. Very hands-on, very interactive, very engaging, and we try to make it fun.
What's the response that you get from students who are participating in a program such as yours?
You know, I got a call from a parent around 10 p.m. one day. This was the last day of tutoring, and the parent calls me at 10. I was about not to pick up, but I thought maybe it was an emergency, so I picked up. The parent told me that her son was crying. She found her son crying in the room because it was the last day of tutoring. That's how he felt about tutoring. He loved it so much that because it was over, because we was going to the summer session, they were going on vacation, he cried. I mean, so he definitely found it to be exciting, very hands-on, and that family's back on board for September.
Well, Back to School Kids Launch is taking place this Saturday, and we want to tell you this is taking place between 12 and 3, and it's at Van Cortlandt Park. And so for people who are coming there, what can they expect?
Well, first, I'd like to say that they have to enter by Broadway and West 242nd Street, and then they'll find us, they'll see our banners, they'll see our balloons, and they'll find us in between the pool and the running track.
Because Van Cortlandt Park is kind of huge.
Yeah. We'll have an info session for parents, we'll have sessions for the children, they'll have their magic show, they'll have their face painting, a lot of different activities, community programs, and then we'll be raffling away a bike and gift cards to Target. So they'll be able to purchase more school supplies, and we'll have some free giveaways as well.
Well, I want to go a little bit further into some of the things that are going on around, and I want to talk about Kids Launch 15.
All right, so we definitely want to make this an annual event. And the reason why we called it Launch, because we want to launch these students from the summer. You see, because during the summer, there's something that's called summer learning loss. Right. Where students who are not engaged in learning throughout the summer, they kind of forget what they learned throughout the school year. And so we want to take those students who perhaps haven't received any tutoring throughout the summer, and we want to launch them in to the school year. with fun, with resources for the parents, with book bag, backpacks and school supplies. And also we want to give them more information about our tutoring program and kind of introduce them to how we go about our tutoring program. And then hopefully they'll sign up for our tutoring and we'll be able to have a successful school year.
So what kids are eligible to participate in your tutoring program?
All students. All students. We service K through 12. Primarily, we service elementary school students, but we do service middle school and high school. We have test prep for the regents in high school. We have test prep for SATs, and we have state exam test prep as well.
Is there any subject that's not covered?
We pretty much try to cover every subject. The main subjects we always cover and we always have tutors available are in math and reading. And then when it comes to other subjects, especially in the high school, when it's like for the regions, U.S. history, global, things like that, we'll make sure that we have the tutors available.
So we want people to take advantage of it, and you can go to buyyoursidetutoring.org, and that's where you can find some more information out about the program. And so talk about staff. What kind of staff do you have? Excellent.
So we have supervisors on board, and they're the ones that once the parent calls in, they organize a parent meeting. So the parent, when the tutor doesn't just go in, but they have a meeting first with the supervisor, the parent, and the student, and the parent, and they go over and they develop a specific and unique tutoring strategy that is geared for that child. We don't just give random handouts. We want to develop a unique and specific tutoring strategy. We want to outline the workbooks that we're going to be using. We want to outline the schedule. We go over the contract, so parents are fully aware on how we go about our tutoring process. And then the first day of tutoring is always an assessment that is a 4-part assessment that includes state exam, both in math and reading. It includes a written portion with the Common Core. They are really looking at writing and how students are writing and the proficiency in that. We do a learning styles assessment, and we also do a social assessment. We believe that there should be a bond between the tutor and the student in order for there to be a highway of learning. There should be a highway connectivity in order for there to be a highway of learning.
For a parent that's out there watching right now and they're saying, listen, you know, my child, thinking about tutoring, not quite sure, when is the optimum time in the life of a student for tutoring?
I'd say start of the school year. There are parents who start with me in January and February, and they tell me, John, I wish I would have started in September. I didn't realize how awesome and impacting this would be in my child's life. So I definitely say start in September, get a whole school year worth of tutoring, and you will see that student progress. And we have progress reports throughout the year that show the progress of the student, and we work very closely with the teachers and educators as well to make sure we're hitting the nail on the head.
And so you do have that follow-up that's actually out there.
Definitely.
What are some of the common mistakes that people make when they think about tutoring, real quick?
I'd say some parents come on board and they say, oh, I only want 1 hour a week. Now, I understand we do service low-income students, and we do have very affordable prices. But I would say 1 hour a week is not enough. I would say most parents that make the mistake, we try our best and we're there. But I would say at the most minimum, 2 hours. But our most affordable, our most popular deal right now is what we call the 2x2, which means 2 hours on, let's say, a Monday and 2 hours on the Wednesday. That's what I would say is right now our most popular deal, and what works out 4 hours a week is pretty good.
Pretty good. All right. John, thanks so much for coming and sharing.
Thank you.
I want to tell people once again that if you want to take part in it, it is taking place this Saturday, September the 5th from 12 to 3. Van Cortlandt Park. Now, you got to enter by Broadway and 242nd Street. That's the center of the pool and the track, and then you can be able to find the By Your Side tutoring, as well as all the fun activities that are going to be there. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
All right, taking a quick break, but when we return, we're going to give you a sneak peek at the film Jeremy Scott, The People's Designer. Stay tuned. Coming up right after this.